My parents were paying my grandma to drug me and my twin sister with prescription sedatives hidden in her special tea until I found her notebook at age 8, documenting every dose she gave us and how much they paid her for each calming session. But when we tried to show them the evidence, they increased our visits to her house. My grandmother wasn't just trying to help us relax. She was quietly preparing something far worse, and I stumbled onto her plan completely by accident. Grandma had always been my favorite relative. She was lively for her age, still vibrant in her 70s, and treated my twin sister and me like we were special. While other relatives complained we were too loud and energetic, Grandma would laugh and say, "You're young, you're supposed to have energy." My parents always seemed relieved when we visited Grandma, which was often. They'd say she knows how to handle you two better than anyone, they'd say with strange smiles. At first, we thought it was sweet that Grandma cared so much about giving our parents a break, but things started getting strange when we turned 8. During every visit, Grandma began serving us special teas and desserts that she'd make herself. "You two have such busy lives," she'd say kindly. "You need this to calm yourselves down." We'd always leave her house feeling unusually tired, drained of our usual spirit and joy. It felt wrong, but we assumed it was just Grandma's age-old wisdom about rest. Then came the odd conversations. Grandma started telling us stories about overly energetic young people who caused trouble, who exhausted their parents, who needed discipline to become responsible. I laughed it off at first, but it made my sister uneasy. Still, when we mentioned this to our parents, they'd shrug and say, "She just wants what's best for you." The turning point came when Grandma insisted we stay with her for a weekend, promising a special family event. She smiled warmly. "It'll be a weekend to remember." Something about her tone unsettled me, but I didn't want to disappoint her. The night before our planned visit, I realized I'd forgotten my backpack at her place. Remembering she often left a key hidden under her doormat, I decided to swing by late that evening to grab it. Her house was quiet and empty. My backpack was on the dining table, but something else caught my attention. A notebook with our names on the cover. Inside were pages detailing our every visit, notes about how energetic we were upon arrival, and carefully timed dosages of sedatives she'd slipped into our tea and desserts. Detailed observations about how quickly we fell asleep, how long we remained subdued, and evaluations of how effectively she was managing our excessive energy. But worst of all was the back page titled Parental Agreement. It listed amounts paid to Grandma by our parents for each calming session, dates, receipts, and even notes from my parents praising Grandma for her methods and thanking her for making their lives easier. My stomach churned. Grandma wasn't just sedating us. Our parents were paying her to substance us into compliance. I quickly photographed every page with trembling hands and placed the notebook exactly where I'd found it. That night, I showed the evidence to my sister. My sister was furious, but we both knew confronting our parents would require caution. "They'll just say it's for our own good," she warned. Instead, we decided we'd handle it ourselves. The next morning, we told Grandma we weren't feeling well and postponed the weekend visit, suggesting instead we come over Monday afternoon. She sounded mildly annoyed, but agreed. That gave us time. On Monday, we arrived earlier than expected. Grandma was already setting out teacups and plates of cookies, placing what looked suspiciously like a small medicine bottle behind her tea set.